Alright, so now I'm just mixing the PEG electrolyte, the powder with the beets in an old pot here. I'll show you what it does. And I'm going to have to add a little bit of heat. Put some more beets. There it starts. Some more of the powder. Just mixing this as even as I can. This is what it does. This is not even on yet, so this is just what it does with the PEG mix. The beets get smaller and smaller, and they disintegrate with the PEG. And it says I need to heat a little bit to disintegrate the crystals, and that's over here. And I looked at these all up, and with the help of ChatGPT, and it says it's basically variants of the same with different colorings. So they're all compatible, and a lot of these are piezo as well. They're quartz. So with the solid state electrolyte. So here's the pipe that I have so far. I put a cap on there, just glue. I'm going to put some putty because I don't know what's going to happen with the crystal growth, if it's going to push or not. And then I'm going to try and put the rod in there, put the stuff first. I know it's going to overflow. I'm not too good with my units, but I'm going to try my best. I've got a few cells here ready to go. So we will see what that does. So now I'm still mixing this stuff here. Probably need more beets. So I will keep you up to date as I do this. So now I'm running everything on low heat, and everything seems to be dissolving. The beets are dissolving into the PEG. I didn't add any water to this, by the way. So I want to bring this to a low heat, and then I guess put that in my pipe. So I built the base here with some putty because it might move with the crystallization, sort of a base, right? So it's ready to go, and then here's all my crystals, and then I'm just going to be like spacers at the top here so the pipe doesn't touch. And hopefully I'm not going to zap myself, because who knows what this is going to do. So hopefully this does something, because it's going to be like $100 bye-bye. Science, I guess, right? It's a good hobby. Yeah, they're disintegrating pretty good there. There's more fluid than beets. Then when it gets warm enough, I'm going to put those crystal powders in there. Make sure it's all well mixed. Got a few cells here I'm going to try separate, and then there's the regular trays I'm going to use just to let it grow. Maybe I can snap some off there and use it for building more power cells or something down the line. So I can see the coloring there is getting mixed into it as well. So we're doing something. I guess I could say you've seen it here first, folks. the quantum power cell version, I don't know, I guess it's version 3 now. So I'm just going to keep doing this and get back when there's major change. Alright, so now I'm gonna, it's pretty good. So I'm going to suck this up right here with the help of this. And I'm gonna start loading my cell up. I know I'm gonna make a bit of a mess here, so it is what it is, I guess. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, it's gonna be a mess. Okay, let's just see how it works. Because I don't want that to tip over. So that looks like it's about up to here. So what's gonna happen when I put the rod? Okay, so after a bit of trouble I had problems, so my base wasn't well built, so I just put a bag and a tape and it solved it from leaking out. So I got it set with spacers here, and as I said, the voltage just with a cell, it looks really big, but there's not that much volts, see? 1.75, but the difference is there's a lot of current, because when I put it on the motor has no problem now, and it keeps the voltage up. That's just me because I'm not holding it right there, but very good. Current 17 mAs through the motor. So this is the cell. Gotta hold it just right. So I wonder, so that's about a current now. So with the rest I put it in these, put the rest in there, see what it's gonna do. Made a few cells here. So this is very interesting. I'm gonna touch it again. I don't know if I can keep it there without, it's difficult because it's such a big. Did I see a spark there? But yeah, if I could just hold it there properly, that would be so nice. And every time I touch it there, you see. And it keeps the voltage. So, I'm gonna try and think to see what else I can try running on here. Alright, just finished cleaning up here, letting it do its thing. And I'm gonna see what happens here with all of this spare stuff. I use way too much here, but we'll see what happens. And I finally found a good spot for the cell. So it's still doing good. Alright, so I just took it there with foil tape just to hold the contact. So 1.69 volts open. So let's put the motor. Contact is not right. There we go. Gotta hold the contact right. $16 MA. Depends how I hold it here. This is very flimsy right now. It's doing a lot what John's does. It's intermittent, depends where you touch it. Goes up and down. There's piezoelectricity in here. Well, once the crystal forms in a few days, so we'll keep checking out on it. So that's still going. Not using the good wires, but this is interesting. No jewel thief, no multiple cells, no nothing, just one cell. So that means I can run a flyback and probably get spark out of this like I wanted. So it's spinning pretty good too. So there you have it, folks. Power cell version 2. Once that dries up in a couple days, I'll be able to take that plastic off the cap. My putty just didn't do justice for this. So yeah, I will wrap it up now and keep you posted. Just gonna lay this somewhere. So just an update on the crystal growth. It's been a few days here, so just various configurations. So this one here has the peg mixed in. Same thing with this one here. This one here doesn't have peg. I got the magnet to see if it does anything. This one here is mixed with peg, so it's just starting out. And this one here too, mixed with the peg. And all of these ones here are all mixed. And they're starting, you know. Starting. And then these are all blank templates, and they're sort of starting too. So, and the rest of my cells here. So this one's interesting because I just put a magnesium plate under there and no peg, because I looked at the ingredients with ChatGPT and it said this stuff here was compatible as a solid state electrolyte and it's piezoelectric, so very similar to the tartar-like crystals. So I wanted to try it. So this one seems to be crystallizing the most. So no peg in this one. And I'm just going to take a measurement real quick here crudely. So I'm going to connect one probe to the magnesium and just use the most likely thin as the second electrode here. I'm just going to probe around. I'm going to try around there. Find a good spot. Oh, 1.3. 1.5. Wow. So see, this is all it is. Just finding receipt depending on where I put it. And I'm not even touching it right now, see? 1.6 there, one place. So it's very interesting. Different spots cause different readings. So, and this one here, when I put my ear next to it, I could hear a continuous fizz. And it's all dry, so I don't get it, but something's happening here. So, this one here is still working, but I'm not as happy as I thought it would be. It runs the motor and everything. So I'm going to let it settle down and see what it does. But the next version is going to be the same pipe. I got the other piece. I'm trying to find an aluminum instead. And I'm going to use the regular peg, just the peg with the polymer bead. Seems to be so far the best composition, but I'm trying everything I can here to confirm and see what works and what doesn't. And yeah, these ones here apparently could be used as well as a solid state electrolyte, and you don't need the peg. And it only took about 3 days to generate this. So
All I did was add water as the instructions and poured it in there and let it settle. It's the actual tray that came with it. I put the magnesium plate underneath. It did a lot of fizzing and whatnot. I thought it was gonna disintegrate, but looking underneath there, and not that seems okay to me. So anyhow, it's dry now, but I would like other plates because there's an initial, probably the potassium in there that they mix, or potassium like. So aluminum again works well as the plate. So that's going to be what to experiment with next. So just keeping everybody in the loop here, and I hope you enjoy, and it could help anyone who's interested.